Samson is promised a wife. It is amazing that the Spirit of God would come upon a man like this, but it's obvious that God moved through him. I feel that he was a sissy in every department of his life, and in chapter 14 we begin to see it. Judges 14, 1-2. And Samson went down to Timnath, and saw a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistine. And he came up, and told his father and his mother, and said, I have seen a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistine. Now therefore get her for me to wife. I submit to you that only a sissy would do a thing like that. Why didn't he go and talk to the woman and tell her that he loved her and wanted to marry her? Why didn't he go and talk to her father? In those days, some sort of a business arrangement was always made when it came to marriage. Why didn't he take care of that himself? Well, he is a sissy. A mama and a papa had to arrange the marriage for him. This is Samson. Judges 14, 3-4. Then his father and his mother said unto him, Is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren, or among all my people, that thou goest to take a wife of the uncircumcised Philistines? And Samson said unto his father, Get her for me, for she pleaseth me well. But his father and his mother knew not that it was of the Lord that he sought an occasion against the Philistines, for at the time the Philistines had dominion over Israel. Samson is going to use his marriage as a ruse in order that he might deliver Israel from the Philistine. He starts off well. Samson slays a lion and gives a riddle. Judges 14:5. Then went Samson down, and his father and his mother, to Timnath, and came to the vineyards of Timnath, and behold, a young lion rode against him. We have been told that a Nazirite was to keep away from the grapes, but not Samson. Judges 14:6-9. And the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and he rent him as he would have rent a kid, and he had nothing in his hand. But he told not his father or his mother what he had done. And he went down and talked with the woman, and she pleased Samson well. And after a time he returned to take her, and he turned aside to see the carcass of the lion. And behold, there was a swarm of bees and honey in the carcass of the lion. And he took thereof in his hands, and went on eating, and came to his father and mother, and he gave them as they did eat. But he told not them that he had taken the honey out of the carcass of the lion. On his way to Timnath with his parents, Samson was attacked by a lion. The Spirit of the Lord came upon him during this time of emergency, and he killed the lion with his bare hands. During another trip, Samson went to look at the carcass of the lion and discovered a swarm of bees and honey in it. He scooped the honey out with his hands and ate it. He also gave some to his parents, but he did not tell them where he got it. Remember that having contact with the carcass was a violation of the Nazirite law. Judges 14, 10-14. So his father went down unto the woman, and Samson made there a feast, for so used the young men to do. And it came to pass, when they saw him, that they brought 30 companions to be with him. And Samson said unto them, I will now put forth a riddle unto you. If ye can certainly declare it me within the 7 days of the feast, and find it out, then I will give you 30 sheets and 30 change of garments. But if ye cannot declare it me, then shall ye give me 30 sheets and 30 change of garments. And they said unto him, Put forth thy riddle, that we may hear it. And he said unto them, Out of the center came forth meat, and out of the strong came forth sweetness. And they could not in 3 days expound this riddle. As was the custom, Samson put on a marriage feast. The feast was held at the bride's home, and all the guests were Philistines. Riddles were a form of entertainment in those days, and Samson gave the guests a riddle. He gave them 7 days in which to find the answer. If they guessed the riddle, then Samson would give them 30 linen garments and 30 cloaks. If they failed to answer this riddle, then they would have to give him 30 linen garments and 30 clothes. Without knowledge about the slain lion and the hive of bees in the carcass, there was no way the 30 guests could solve Samson's riddle. Samson is deceived and slays 30 Philistines. Judges 14, 15-18. And it came to pass on the 7th day that they said unto Samson's wife, Entice thy husband, that he may declare unto us the riddle, lest we burn thee and thy father's house with fire. Have he called us to take that we have? Is it not so? And Samson's wife wept before him and said, Thou must hate me, and lovest me not. Thou hast put forth a riddle unto the children of my people, and hast not told it me. And he said unto her, Behold, I have not told it my father nor my mother, and shall I tell thee? And she wept before him the 7 days while their feast lasted. And it came to pass on the 7th day that he told her, because she lay sore upon him. She told the riddle to the children of her people. And the men of the city said unto him on the 7th day before the sun went down, What is sweeter than honey, and what is stronger than a lion? And he said unto them, If he had not plowed with my heifer, he had not found out my riddle. The Philistines appealed to Samson's wife to help them find out the answer to the riddle, if she did not find out what his secret was. They threatened to burn down her father's house with her in it. Now the strongest weapon that a woman has is her tears, and Samson's wife turned hers on for 7 days. I want to tell you that a woman who weeps for 7 straight days and at every meal gets a little tiresome. Finally, he had to give in and tell her the answer to the riddle. He was good at making wisecracks too. He knew where these men got the answer to the riddle. Samson said, If he had not plowed with my heifer, he had not found out my riddle. In other words, you got the answer from my wife. Judges 14:19. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he went down to Ashkelon, and slew 30 men of them, and took their spoils, and gave charge of garments unto them which expounded the riddle. And his anger was kindled, and he went up to his father's house. The Spirit of the Lord came upon Samson, and he went down south to Ashkelon. Ashkelon is way down in the south. There he killed 30 men in order to get 30 changes of raiment that he needed to pay off his wager. Samson left in a pout. Notice that he doesn't take his wife with him. He is angry with her for giving away the riddle. Judges 14:20. But Samson's wife was given to his companion, whom he had used as his friend. So the father of the girl gives her to the best man at the wedding. Samson burns the Philistines' crops. Judges 15:1-2. But it came to pass within a while after, in the time of wheat harvest, that Samson visited his wife with a kid. And he said, I will go in to my wife into thy chamber. But her father would not suffer him to go in. And her father said, I verily thought that thou hadst utterly hated her. Therefore I gave her to thy companion. Is not her younger sister fairer than she? Take her, I pray thee, instead of her. After Samson's anger subsided, he went to visit his wife and brought a kid as a present. Her father informed Samson that he thought Samson no longer wanted her, and so he had given her to his friend. Samson did not like this, of course. Judges 15:3-5. And Samson said concerning them, Now shall I be more blameless than the Philistines, though I do them a displeasure. And Samson went and caught 300 foxes, and took firebrands, and turned tail to tail, and put a firebrand in the midst between 2 tails. And when he had set the brands on fire, he let them go into the standing corn of the Philistines, and burnt up both the shocks, and also the standing corn, with the vineyards and olives. Samson apparently felt justified in vengeance on the Philistines. He caught 300 foxes, tied their tails together, and then tied a torch on the tails, set them on fire, and let the animals loose in the fields. Of course, these foxes would really take out on a run, and they would scatter the firebrands everywhere. Actually, friend, this entire episode is like a prank a juvenile would play. Samson certainly doesn't look like God's man here. Judges 15:6